from our experience, the projects that are highly accepted in islands, and that could be that there is an interest for energy communities right now. It's of course virtual net metering. It's a great investment for accommodation and food businesses to reduce energy costs and of course benefit from all the low incentives. Electromobility seems to be a great opportunity for islands, especially now that it's highly incentivized by the government, especially for municipality and tourism professionals. Public charging stations, rental of vehicles, new mobility services such as car sharing and so on. All these seem to be interesting business models that can be really appealing to the local communities. Of course, energy upgrade of buildings with the cooperation of municipality and inhabitants of the islands. As you know, the building stock in most islands is really old, and there are extreme needs for cooling that become more and more intense through the years, demand the energy retrofitting of all those buildings. And of course, especially for non-interconnected islands with high costs of energy production, the solution of hybrid power stations executed by both local authorities, local businesses, and probably other energy vendors can be a very good solution to accelerate the clean energy transition of islands. So after this, I would like to go forward to the DAFNI proposal to enable the Greek islands clean energy transition. It focuses on small non-interconnected islands. Right now, there is, although islands are very sexy in the eyes of the European Commission, in the eyes of investors, we see huge interests for projects in islands, but still we have no energy communities in islands. You can also see a recent report mapping energy communities in Greece, and really the numbers are really low, really disappointing for the islands, despite their dynamic. We believe that there is a need for a new framework, enabling framework to promote energy communities in such scale. So we're talking about an integrated approach enabling the clean energy transition of Greek islands with the development of technological, business, and social innovation in autonomous energy systems of small non-interconnected islands and island clusters. We're talking probably about islands with no immediate prospect of their full interconnection with the mainland system, meaning that their costs right now are very high, and clean energy projects, including batteries or other kinds of storage, can be straightly competitive in terms of pricing. And the implementation potential of multiple competing clean energy projects is not expected due to the size of the energy market. So we have a huge interest from investors, but right now it's impossible to realize all these projects at the same time because the market is very small, the interconnections are weak or non-existent, and we have to only go with one project covering the whole island. So the key points for this are a special regulatory framework that will allow bidding through an auction process of one hybrid station for each non-interconnected island, combining high-res penetration with different technologies for energy production, management, and storage. As I told you earlier, we have a lot of non-interconnected islands, and it would be really interesting to try different technologies, including hydrogen, electromobility, battery storage, and so on, in order to achieve high-res penetration. But the important part is that the implementation of the investment should be carried out by energy communities in which it should be foreseen the de facto participation of the relevant municipality, and PPC, the Public Power Corporation, as well as the potential participation of citizens and local bodies and companies. Through the tender process, a strategic investor, technology provider can be selected to complete the composition of the investment scheme. Then the energy community can undertake the role of an integrated, smart and green utility island operator to operate also water production and treatment, distribution systems, waste and bio-waste management systems, and of course, EV charging stations and fleet of shared EVs, etc. So there are multiple benefits through such an approach. There is, of course, acceptance by the local community. The municipality can contribute municipal land and benefit also financially from it. Also solving issues of placing the power stations and all the other components. PPC participates in the investment scheme, ensuring the viability of the existing assets in the thermal power plant. And investment funds and know-how are attracted. It's possible to acquire significant know-how in the design, and the head node, the DSO, should be a part of the operation of the system as well. Various scenarios can be created along application of different storage technologies. A special brand name is created for small islands, attracting also tourism, or also special interest. And of course, the interests of local companies, especially those that are affected, are also ensured in line with the principles of the just transition. So, and I would like to go to the last part, since I'm close to the 15 minutes. Projects from DAFNI where energy communities are promoted as a business plan. It's the Kythnos Smart Island. Kythnos has a long tradition. It's a small non-interconnected island with a long tradition of technological innovation, already starting from 1982 with the first wind bunker in Europe. In the last years, with this project, we're trying to implement various interventions in street lighting, water management, waste management, integration of storage and smart grids. There is also a small microgrid as part of the larger microgrid that is the whole island. Transport and mobility with installation of EV chargers and electrification of the fleet, and of course, building and public space retrofitting. In this procedure, we are heavily trying to involve the local community in Kythnos through various workshops and activities there, in order to be able to create the energy communities together with the municipality to manage all the infrastructure. Then there is Astipalias, Malta and Sustainable Island, where Volkswagen, together with the multiple ministries of the Hellenic Republic, are creating a new ecosystem there, including e-vehicles, on-demand mobility, plus a hybrid energy system that will replace the existing diesel generators to feed the charging infrastructure. And where DAFNI, together with the municipality, are strongly proposing an integrated management of the island's infrastructure by energy community, with the participation of the municipality, the local community, and other organizations. The scope is that the energy community undertakes the role of integrated, smart and green utility island operator, operating not just the hybrid station, but also the rest of the island's infrastructures. We have created a guide for establishing energy communities in Greek islands in the framework of ECOIN's project. It's right now available only for members of DAFNI, but it soon be widely available as well. And of course, we are supporting a lot of our members in NESOI projects. I hope most of you are aware of the NESOI facility, supporting Greek islands, not only Greek, European islands in their clean energy transition. And one of the most important projects is JEDI, the Just Clean Energy of Diapontia Islands, 3 very small islands in the northwestern part of Greece. 2 of them are non-interconnected. And it is where we are working on this direction of the integrated utility infrastructure manager by an energy community. Finally, together with the Clean Energy for EU Island Secretariat, we have a project for smart electromobility in Syros, which is the birthplace of an historic EV back in the 70s, and we're trying to revive this tradition with a new project supported by the Clean Energy Secretariat, including also an energy community that will manage the EV charging network and a shared EV fleet. So that's all from my side. I hope it didn't take too long and it all made sense in the end. And I would be glad to hear your questions and ideas.